अस्सलाम वालेकुम। स्टार्ट करते हैं फर्स्ट क्लास ऑफ ATX. So this is the ATX for December 24 exam session. So before I continue, Anas, Arsalan, Maruf, Simran, Sidra, and you two gentlemen, अगर तुम लोग मुझे इन द मीनवाइल अपडेट कर दो कितने पेपर्स हो गए, क्या रह गया, क्या नहीं रह गया. So this would be first. Last. Great. Walaikum Assalam. Noted Arsalan. Anas, Maruf, Daniel, Simran, Sidra. That's nice, Maruf. So 10 means you are done with one professional as well. Noted, Sidra. Noted, Anas. So Daniel, this would be your first professional exam. Who is left? I guess Simran Rajpal, you are left. So again, Simran, this would be your first professional exam. Mhm. So majority looks like first professional exam. Okay. Um, ATX December 24 exam session. Um, in the first instance, I like to give you an idea about how the exam paper looks like. So exam paper is divided into two sections. Section A, Section B. In Section A, there is a total of 50 marks. In Section B, one question. In Section B, one question would be 25, one question would be 25, still a total of 50 marks. But very interesting is the division. So there are some technical marks and there are some professional skills related marks. So in Section A, out of 50 marks question, 40 marks relates to technical and 10 marks relates to the professional skills. In Section B, in every question, 20 marks is technical, 5 marks is professional. As a result, total technical is, total professional skills is. In this technical, in this technical, 5 marks are included, which belongs to ethics. It means in the taxation paper, the tax specific, the tax related marks, technical marks are only 75. 20 marks are relating to professional skills, 5 marks relates to ethics. $75. Now, what are these professional skills? There are 4 professional skills which examiner expect from you guys to demonstrate? One is analysis and evaluation, skepticism, commercial, and the fourth one is now, what is the meaning in detail of each and every skill? Like, what's the meaning of analysis, evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen? What is the context of writing or communication skills? We will be covering all of these, but very honestly, not today. This is something which we will be covering towards end of our syllabus, towards end of our course. Once we have the technical skills, we will start doing the exam questions, and along with the exam questions, we will learn how to get analysis and evaluation related marks, how to get skepticism related marks, what is commercial acumen, how to get commercial acumen related marks, and same thing goes for the writing communication skills. One important difference which I want to highlight for those particular who are attempting ATX as their first professional exam, one of the important difference between fundamentals and professionals is in professional with respect to examination, whether you are supposed to answer that particular question in Word or spreadsheet, that particular space is available, right? But in professional exams, examiner provides you both the option. The decision resides with you, whether you want to answer that question in spreadsheet or you want to answer that question in Word space, or you want to use the combination of both. So this is something which you need to decide, not advised, not guided by the examiner. Like in fundamentals, if answer is to be in a spreadsheet, only spreadsheet space is available. If answer is to be on Word space, only Word space is available. But in ATX, in professional exams, both spaces are available. You need to decide where you want to answer the requirement. Okay. Um, that is one of the important thing which I want to highlight. The difference between the examination behavior. Normally, what is advisable is we use the combination of both. We use the combination of spreadsheet, we use the combination of Word. Now, how to use the combination? Again, this is something which we will cover, but not today, towards the end of the session. So from now till make it towards the end, I will share when I'm referring towards the end. All focus should be on technical side. This professional skills we will learn. I will advise you guys, I will guide you guys how to grasp these professional related marks. But again, not today. Um, okay. I'm skipping one page. I'll back on this page. Your ATX session is mix of recorded and live classes. Now, all of the lectures are recorded. All of the lectures are recorded. You guys are supposed to cover it from the recordings. The live classes are for The live classes are for queries and for exam kit related questions. Now, how to cover up the recordings? Online ones, please listen to this thing very carefully. How to cover the recordings? So, you need to follow this particular planner, which is for your December 24 session, accordingly. Like, uh, I guess there's some error. Today should not be 14th. 14th is today, right? Today is 14th. Sorry. There's a typo error over here. So assume every day goes forward by 1 week. This is 21, 21, 28. I hope you can adjust, right? The important thing is on 21st September, we will be having our first queries class and exam kit related class. And in that queries exam kit related class, we will be discussing queries relating to the topic capital gains tax. Okay. First, I will take up the queries, if any, like during the recording, if you face anything which is not clear to you, do mark it, pick it up in the live queries session. Once we are done with the queries, then we will be doing the exam kit questions as well. So that you guys would have an idea how the question relating to that particular topic looks like. Um, till this class, so this is the one where I was referring to you guys, uh, where I will be guiding you guys how to attempt the question, how to grasp the professional related marks, not this one, in fact. Why control job is not working? So we not over here. We will be covering it here. And from this time onwards, your timing would only be obviously 1 week ahead for every day. Yet, uh, from this date onwards, exam kit, just we will be practicing the question. Important takeaways are please complete your targets within the due date so that we would have an effective query session because imagine I can see 7 online, 2 physical, total 9%. Let's say 4 are done with this topic, 5 not done with this topic. So for 5%, this class would not be as effective as for those 4% because they would have an idea what others are talking about. They would be very much interested in discussing the exam kit related questions. But those who are not done, it would not be a very much fruitful session for them. Arsalan, yes, so that's pretty much fine if you use any one option as well. Like if you use completely Word or completely spreadsheet, so it is not something which is n- not allowed to do in the exam. So that choice resides with you. Week 2, you guys are supposed to cover inheritance. Week 3, income tax. Week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a total of 9-week planner. And this is the date where I expect you guys to complete your syllabus. And if you guys really follow this particular planner, you guys would end up your syllabus on 9th of November. Then imagine you would have approximately a month complete to practice your questions, your exam kit, etc., etc. By the way, I really do not, as such, encourage you guys to start solving exam kit at your own till this day. Because one of the problem with the ATX is, and not only ATX, probably other professional exams as well. One of the issue is like in ATX, any one question would not belong to any one particular topic. Like in one particular question, you would get income tax, you would get inheritance tax. Sorry. So, uh, are you guys clear with the planner thing? With what is in my mind at the moment? The live queries session, exam kit session, the idea behind this is particularly to remain in touch with you guys. Uh, at least I can track what's your progress, where you stand right now. Do you guys feel any kind of difficulty or any challenge in any of the lecture? And plus, we would be able to solve the exam kit questions as well. So that is the objective of these live classes. Otherwise, in recordings generally, we as a tutor, we miss to interact with you guys, with the students. So to avoid that thing, to minimize that thing, I put these live classes in my planner. Okay. So from the online side, anything to ask, anything to confirm? So a good point. At times your week could be bit relaxed, and at times your week would be a bit busy. As in, if I talk about this one topic, so online ones, let me share the question. The question is, how much will be the topics or the lectures in each weekly planner, in each weekly topic? So, for example, probably the exact question is, how much time or minutes of recordings we would have to cover to complete this topic, this topic, this topic. So answer to this piece is every week is different. For example, capital gains, let's say 8 hours, inheritance, it could be 10 hours, income tax, third week, it is 20 hours, then share options, 7 hours. That's let's suppose, huh? So you need to manage it. At times you need to give more time, at times you need to give less time. But one thing I promise, where the time is more, let's say here the time is 20 hours income tax, it would not be very much difficult to understand. You know, When I'm saying this topic, let's suppose 7 hours for your whole week, it means there is a lot of technicalities in this topic. That's why from study perspective, it requires less time. But as a student, probably you need to watch this particular video 2 times or 3 times, or make pause, understand, then move forward. So from that perspective, effective time is majorly same. So my targets are with respect to effective time rather than only count of time. So count of time obviously varies, but income tax, majorly things are same as TX. Once you go through that, it would not be a majorly learning for you. Rather, it would be majorly a revision for you. Thank you, Arsalan. So nice of you. Sure, sure, please. So, so do you really understand those who have studied TX, they do remember that. It means you are expecting. I do not expect this. So he is sitting. When you pass your TX, just ask him. Do you recall what was there in that? Since he is working in tax firm, so he just remember the relevant area on which he works in his office, which is make it 10% of the syllabus of TX. Own of all this syllabus, he only remembers this area which he professionally works. Rest, he won't remember anything. And you name anyone, I can ask. Everyone is would be same. So very unfortunate for me as a teacher. Thing is, financial accounting, financial management, these type of things are something which students still do remember after attempting the paper, after passing the exam. Taxation is interestingly not the case like that. Once you attempt the paper, 50% memory is gone. And rest of the 50% is gone when you saw your positive result. Rest of the 50% gone. Even if you ask anyone of TX student, even after 3 months. So that's why I use this thing. It would be a revision, not new learning. When I'm using the word revision, it means everything you already studied in TX, but we are revising it because we do understand, we as a tutor, we do understand you do not really recall such things. So for you, it's important to brush up those. And from your perspective, from your specific situation perspective, yes, it would be a learning for you, but not as difficult as the other things would be, like, let's say, this one area. It would not be as difficult as this one area for you because this will take a lot of time. Um, Anything further? Any question from this planner? Please.
मुझे रिपोर्टेड ये जो टेक्स्ट है चेंज होगा ना तो इसकी वजह से ना टेक्स्ट रूल चेंज हो जाता है तो ये जो पूरे लेक्चर डिजाइन होंगे वो कोर्स करंट है कि ये डिजाइन होगा ऐसे में इसमें कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि जो है स्टार्ट में फर्स्ट वीडियो होगी उसमें ना वो चेंजेस एक्सप्लेन होंगे
A good point. So, very interestingly, just to share with all of you the question. The question is about the pattern of recordings, whether it would be based on current Finance Act or it would be based on stale or old finance set? So this is to be precise the question. Answer to this piece is, uh, very honestly, whenever there is a change in fiscal year, I, as a teacher, I categorize or divide the change into two categories. Either the change is material or the change is immaterial. I'm not saying there is no change. I'm saying change is material or change is immaterial. Means there is a change. I do agree. If change is material, then there will there will be complete recording based on current fiscal year. But if change is immaterial, I will explain the changes only. I will explain the changes only. Recordings will be based on previous finance set. And what does I mean from the word material, immaterial? Immaterial means, for example, with respect to income tax, if personal allowance change from, let's suppose, 12570 to 15,000, is it something which requires your understanding as well? No,
Just number.
just numbers same. In the same way, in capital gains tax, if I say annual exemption was 12,300, now it is 6,000. Is it something which requires any concept for that? Only number change. So for if there is a such type of change, I categorize it as immaterial. And in those topics, recordings are based on scale financing. However, the changes are explained. Just imagine, I can tell you, in capital gains, there is approximately 10 hours of complete recording, 8 to 10 hours. What are the changes in capital gains? One is this change, and second change is uh, there is a change in time limit, which was previously 2 months. Sorry, which was previously 1 month to 2 months. Only these two are the changes. Rest of the capital gain is same. This is something which my personal, if that if changes in material, na, it do not encourage me to spend time to re-record all of the 10 hours. You know, very interestingly, when you guys look, this is a recording for 10 hours. Do you really believe it took my 10 hours? Because 10 hours is the output time from my perspective. Input would be much more than that, right? And recording means sparing such time together. Uh, at the moment, I'm a bit not feeling well. I can take pause, etc., etc. But can I do that all in recording? Ideally, it should not be. Ideally. So that's why. So if changes immaterial, I'm like, explain the changes, proceed. But if changes are material, and I can tell you, there are material changes in one topic, which is corporation tax. I can tell you, it is not something which can be covered via changes only. No. So for corporation tax, complete recording. In value added tax, there is a change in penalties concept. So only that particular area is recorded. Rest of the VAT is all same. Good one, Ursula. So I hope this is pretty much fine, right? By the way, one thing I like to take your feedback. you as a student, I'm fine with both the options. These classes, ideally it should be physical or it should be online.
Which classes? That classes. Physical
Should
classes.
should I ask this question to the online ones as well? Anas, Arsalan, I hear you. What about others? So first of all, maybe I should not be asking to you guys. So
सर वोटिंग कर लिया जब सर फ्राइडे वाला वोटिंग कर लिया कहीं
so very honestly, I'm perfectly fine to keep it physical. Very honestly, because I'm on Saturdays already in TSA. I have a class which ends up at either 5:30 or 6 p.m. So I'm already here. I just need to wait more for this class. But for this thing, on average, at least 2 to 3% should be in class. Like it should not be the case. It's a physical class. And I am taking it physical. Rest all of you guys are online. So just avoid this thing. Okay, by the way, the days are here, timings are here. Secondly, whatever we discuss in our live classes, for example, this is our first live class, all of the PDFs would be shared with you guys. All of the notes will be shared. So those who are TSA students, that ATX notes are available at photocopier. You can collect from photocopier. Second, if not, you are comfortable in soft copy. Soft copy is available at your portal, uh, e-academy portal. So I'm not sure whether you have the access or not. If yes, it's good. If not, do let me know. I will request the admin to grant you the access. So all of the recordings are there, notes annotated and unannotated. Both type of notes are there. So hard copy option, contact the photocopier. I can share the contact number. Soft copy available at portal, annotated, unannotated, both. Um, Whatever will be this live classes recording, that would also be available. The live classes PDF, I would share them separately. So that would not be shared via e-academy portal. So for that, I will share you a shared folder link that would be available via the shared folder. Mm, in the shared folder, I will keep your book and exam kit as well, so that you can follow the exam kit and textbook also. Okay.
सर टेक्स्ट बुक we can study from study hub material
Yes, so very honestly, for okay, in ATX, you really do not as such need to follow the steady text. Okay. When I'm using the word follow the steady text, my prime objective is you guys cover that. Sorry, you guys should cover the illustrations, examples, test your understandings from the textbook. Now it means you need to practice the concepts from the textbook. If not very long questions, if not questions from multiple topics is in Study Hub as well, then you can use Study Hub as well for your practice. You know, the more you practice, the more concept will be clear to you. So I am fine whether you follow Kaplan, whether you follow Study Hub. Very honestly, I not very much studied the text quality of the Study Hub, but the questions are good. So you can use it for practice purpose. You can use Kaplan for your practice purpose. And like I said, like I requested, please, till this time, till this time, do not start exam kit at your own. Even if you start exam kit on after this date, I'm talking about 9th November. Your exam would be somewhat in first week of December. You would have at least 25 to 30 days to your exam. And there are approximately 70 questions plus minus in your exam paper. You can easily do your exam, complete exam paper, along with further questions available at platform as well. So practice would not be an issue. Like if you really cover it, and that's my proposed timeline. It's not my hard deadline. If you guys cover it before this date, there will be more time to you for the exam, right? For sure, Anna. Sorry, I missed your message. So please let's reconvene in 10 minutes. 10 minutes means 10 minutes after the namaz. So let's reconvene in 10 minutes, please. So it's 7:17 by my watch. Let's resume at 7:27. Thank you, Arsalan, for sharing the exam date. Simran, we resumed. I was waiting for one more student, but he not joined, so that's fine. If possible, share your drive link to access the class recordings and the ATX material. So, Arsalan, so the drive link I was referring, that was for the live classes. And again, Saturday class recording would normally be available by Monday. And obviously, PDF would be available immediately after the class. For example, capital gain. So I hope you guys are in the WhatsApp group, all of you.
No.
No?
मेरी ट्रेनिंग करते उन्होंने मुझे कोई लिंक भेजी है मैंने कनेक्ट करा चैनल आ रहा है लिंक पे टेलीग्राम चला रहा है
So Daniel, good to know. Arsalan, good to know. What about others? Are you guys in the WhatsApp group? Noted Sidra, Anas, Maro.
ये जो है फ्रेंड्स ने मुझे ये लिंक शेयर करा ये जो है कम्युनिटी चैनल तो है ना इसके लाइक आ रहा है ग्रुप में पड़ेगा ये पता चलिए मैं उनको बोल देता हूँ
Okay, so good to know this. Very honestly, not shared the drive link at the moment. So I will share it today, late hours or tomorrow, and we'll update the link in the group. Okay. But for normal class lectures and its PDFs, this is something which is at portal. I don't have that particular. Uh, recordings, all of those notes, that all things are at portal. So the drive which I am discussing, I am referring to share, that's basically um, relating to these live classes. Well, coming back to the main discussion, the main bit orientation kind of discussion of ATX more, you know, in ATX, in ATX, there is approximately, I would say, 65% of TX. 65% of TX. 35% are new areas. When I'm saying 65% of TX, it means exactly what you have studied in TX, all is here, and that comprise 65% of your ATX. Still, 35% are new areas. So very interestingly, and like I was referring few minutes ago before the break, for this thing, you are not supposed to learn. Rather, you are mainly supposed to revise because you know these rules. It's just simply due to the passage of time, it gets on the backside of your mind. We just need to bring up upfront. This is something which we will be learning as a new concept. So, but if you look very clearly, the proportion of new area is bit less, and the existing area is in the majority proportion. And when I am saying 35% are new areas, I'm talking about I'm talking about in depthness of some topics as well. Like, I don't know whether you recall or not. I do. At times in TX, if someone asks any difficult type of question or any complex question, so at times my response to them is a valid question, but this is something which we discuss in ATX, not in TX. So it means apart from the generic ifs and buts, there are some other technicalities as well. So when I'm saying 35% is new area, so that 35% is including some more uh, in-depth areas as well, which we didn't covered in TX. Okay. Uh, Last cent of discussion from my side for today. ATX detailed. Let me first word about capital gains tax. Do you recall capital gains tax? Capital gains tax was broadly divided into two categories. One was the calculation of gains, and one was the reliefs type of thing. Remember, in capital gains, we used to study a lot of reliefs over there. Can you name few? If you recall. If not, then it's fine. That's a good one, Arsalan. BADR, spouse relief. I hope you are referring to the capital gains, Anas. So that's not end, very rightly pointed. There are some other reliefs as well. Having said that, all of these things are in ATX. In calculations, there are some minor new concepts, and in reliefs, there are one, two, more reliefs as well. Apart from that, everything is same as TX. That's correct. Then IHT. If you recall, with respect to IHT, whatever is TXIHT is like 50% of ATX IHT. Means you need to study 50% new concepts over here. Then value added tax. Value added tax is same as TX, just 3 to 4 new concepts. Then income tax. All of the topics of income tax are here. For example, property income, employment income, trading income, interest income, dividend income, pension income. All incomes are here. But the point is, in every income discussion, there are some more in-depthness, there are some more minor new points to discuss, new points to address. So, but overall income tax as a topic, approximately 20 to 25% is new. And when I'm referring the word new, it means it is something which is ATX specific. Rest of the income tax is completely old, like the one which you studied in TX. Uh, After income tax, corporation tax constitutes approximately all. TX corporation tax is like 70% of ATX corporation tax. 70 is bit higher. It is 60% of ATX corporation tax. It means there will be 40%. One very interesting thing is overseas aspect. Do you recall we covered this in TX, not overseas aspects? Like, just to give you a reference, what to discuss in this overseas aspect. For example, a person who lives in UK plus he lives in, for example, Pakistan as well. He earns in Pakistan, he earns in UK, he has some assets in Pakistan, he has some assets in UK. Whether such type of person is supposed to pay capital gains tax in UK or not, inheritance tax or not, income tax or not, corporation tax or not. So all such discussions will be covered as part of our overseas aspects. This is something which is entirely new, but one of the base concept of this topic is to determine the residency, which was in the TX, remember? Auto residency test, auto non-residency test, ties test. For ties, we look into the table, previously resident, previously not resident, number of days. Then we decide whether a person is resident or not. So once we decide whether a person is resident or not, then the next phase of discussion is, if resident, whether the person is supposed to pay tax in UK or not, things like that. So this topic only starting point is same as TX, which is determining residency. Apart from that, this topic is entirely new, plus very important topic. And this is something which is my favorite topic in ATX. Very interesting discussion, and considering, my friends, considering the globalization these days, where let's say a person is living in Pakistan, residing in Pakistan, but earning from UK, whether he's supposed to pay UK income tax or not, whether such type of person is supposed to pay UK corporation, UK income tax, capital gains tax, inheritance tax or not, things like that. And let me give you one more example. Let's suppose there are some persons who are, you know, UK born throughout their life. They lived in UK, but since make it 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, they are not living in UK. Let's say they are living in Pakistan, they are living in Middle East, working over there, earning over there. Now the question is, such type of persons, are they supposed to pay UK taxes or not? So this is something which we will discuss in this particular topic, which is about overseas aspects. Arsalan, 60% of ATX means whatever is the ATX overall corporation tax, the TX related area comprise 60% only. 40% are new concepts like the ones which you not studied in your TX syllabus. Plus, in addition to this overseas, there are some other miscellaneous topics. I'm not telling the names what are the miscellaneous topics, but there are some miscellaneous topics as well. Important thing which I want to highlight from this syllabus division is it's not like that new areas only belongs to any one particular topic. If you notice, the new areas of advanced taxation are spread throughout the syllabus. So new areas, you guys will be observing that in corporation tax, income tax, capital gains, inheritance, value-added tax, and there are some overall new topics as well. So I'm taking a pause. If there is any question from your side, do let me know. Anas, Arsalan, Maruf, Daniel, Samran, Sidra, anything from your side further? Noted, Arsalan. Good question. Let me look into your question, Sidra. Sir, how ATX is different from TX? ATX is wholly case-based. So, Sidra, ATX is wholly case-based, I agree. ATX is more of a practical case-based because one thing, like for instance, whenever you take a step, any kind of a step, any kind of income, any kind of travel, etc., that's not only one tax which can impact you. There can be multiple taxes simultaneously which impacts you, right? In the ATX, this is one of the major change where in one single situation, I don't recall even a single question in which in one question only one tax is examined. For example, in one question, always multiple taxes are examined. For instance, in a question, what will be the CGT implication requirement A? If he is doing this, what will be CGT implication requirement A? Requirement B. What will be IHT implication? Requirement B. Requirement C. If he do this to that, what will be his income tax implication? So that is more closer towards practical case studies, I would say. And due to that practical case studies, it makes it more interesting. One thing, yeah, so that's very good sum of extra technicalities. One thing no one asked me till yet, but while answering this question, this particular point jumped into my mind. Normally, one of the question in the first class is, sir, what is the mix of theory and calculation in this particular paper? What is the mix? So how much is the theory? How much is the calculation? A very common question. If I ask you, what's your opinion? How much will be theory? How much will be calculation?
Senior says that 95% will be theory, 5% will be practical.
Okay. Daniel 70-30. Arsalan 60 theory, 40 calculation. Okay, let me tell you. The theory proportion is high. So theory is like 70-80% is theory, 20-30% is calculation. But theory is not audit or SBL or F1 type. Theory is basically your explanation of calculations. So let me uh, give another example for that. Here, not here. So let me talk to you in general, then we'll talk about here. I do recall when I passed my SBR exam back in 2009, June 2009 to be precise. No, not June 2009, that was December 2008. Well, when I passed my, attempted my SBR exam, SBR exam is of 100 marks, section A 50 marks, section B 25 marks, 2 questions. That was the pattern I might have. The 50 marks belongs to the consolidation and 25 marks for any topic, right? I do recall I had a consolidated cash flow question, consolidated cash flow question, and out of 50, 5 marks on ethics, 4 professional marks. By the way, on that time, there used to be 4 professional marks. 5 to 10 marks on other theory. Rest of the statement of consolidated cash flow, yeah, that was calculated. But after that, I didn't even use a calculator for a single time throughout the exam. Why? Because there is no need of calculation. It's basically you need to explain your calculations. Like we need to multiply this by this, by this, by this, by that. This would be debited, this should be credited, this should go for 3 years, amortize, etc., etc., etc. I didn't even use the calculator. In the same way, in ATX, the more emphasis is on explanation of calculations rather than calculations itself. Like, for example, in losses situation, the requirement could be what are the possible ways to adjust the loss based on your options. Explain which option would result in most tax saving. It's not calculate which would result in most tax saving. The word is explain which of the following would result in most tax saving. Now you need to make an quality, like theoretical quantitative analysis, like the person is high rate, basic rate, additional rate, due to this, due to that, under this option, under carry back, under carry forward, would be the most tax saving. That's it. Don't even use the calculator. So this type of theory is more in the ATX, right? Like very honestly, there is a very little chance where examiner asks you to calculate IHT, but there is I won't surprise if examiner asks you, explain how the state will be calculated. The word is explain how the state would be calculated. So it means you are not supposed to calculate the state. You are supposed to write how your calculations would be. Well, so this is it from my side for today. Uh, Anything from your side at the moment? If yes, do let me know. If no, please, I request you guys, make sure you guys are in the WhatsApp group. You guys have the access because on next Saturday, I will be discussing the queries relating to capital gains tax, then exam kit. And again, like I said in the start, I'm just reiterating it. If you cover your syllabus early, you will have more time for your exam kit, etc. You would have more time for your exam kit, etc. for your own practice. So the planner is a suggested planner, is a hard deadlines from my end. But if you cover it early, that would be great of you guys. So that's it from my side for today. If anything from your side, happy to take that up, happy to discuss, love to listen. Otherwise, hopefully see you guys inshallah on next Saturday at 21st September. Perfect. So one thing on me to do is to create your Dropbox, the shared folder link. I will put up this particular uh, PDF over there. By Monday, I will share the link for live classes recordings, and I will share that particular link as well. Okay. In the meanwhile, I request you guys, please, all of you in the group, do confirm me whether you guys have the access or not. If anyone don't have the access, please do let me know so that I can take up with the admin with the management, and you guys can have the access at your earliest, because keep in mind, in next week there is already one gazetted holiday. So do not expect anyone to revert you on that day. So you have effectively Monday. Tuesday, if you have the access, it's up to you whether you study, whether you remain engaged in your religious activities. So that's your prerogative. But at least my personal view is we should have the access at least. So I request once again, all of you, not in this chat, please drop in the WhatsApp group whether you guys have the access to the portal or not. Okay. And with this, have good time. Enjoy your Sunday. Tata bye bye from my side. Perfect. Thank you, all of you. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.